Hi everybody, this is Becca's Crochet Closet. Today we're going to be making a tutorial for these super cute, very low sew, beginner friendly Easter eggs. The yarn I'll be using is Baby Bee from Hobby Lobby, a Adorable, and a blue-white multi. Traditionally it does call for a 9mm hook, but I'm going to be wanting a tighter stitch for this project, so I'll be using a 5mm crochet hook. This is a Clover Amour, one of my favorites. I would suggest either using an Easter egg. I buy mine at the Dollar Tree, just a big pack of them for very cheap, and I tape it together to prevent it from opening inside of here. Or you can use polyfill stuffing, whichever you prefer. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're gonna do is make a magic ring. If you don't know how to do this, I do have a tutorial on my YouTube page, and I will gladly put the link to that in the video or in this info section of this video. And this is going to be, this entire project for this egg is 11 rounds. So let's begin by doing our first round, which is going to be 6 single crochet into the magic ring. So there's my first single crochet. Oh. Don't do that. Whoops. Okay. So there's my first single crochet. That stitch marker to mark your spot. And we are gonna do 6 of these totals. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can go ahead and close your magic ring now. It's not going to give me a hard time again. And the only part of the tail that you really need on here is going to be about a 2-inch tail, because that tail is going to end up working on the inside of the egg. So that was our very first row. So we have tail closed up. So let's go to round 2. Round 2 is 9 stitches, and it is a repeat of a single crochet, 2 single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet, 2 single crochet in the next, so on and so forth. So let's begin row 2. And put your first stitch is a single crochet in the next stitch where our stitch marker was in the beginning. Now let's place another stitch marker on here. Okay. And that tail, once again, is going to go on the inside. Keep that in mind. So as we're working, we're going to be making this go on the inside. So we have 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochet in the next, single crochet, 2 in the next, single crochet, 2 in the next. And that will be a total of 9 stitches once again for round 2. Now let's pop that little thing this way. Okay, so round 3 is going to be a single crochet in the next stitch, two single crochet in the next, two single crochets, or 1 in the next, 2 stitches, then 2 in the next, 1 and 2 in the same. Now you're going to do a repeat of 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 2 in the next, And we're gonna end this row with just a single crochet on the last stitch, like this. So that is a total of 12 stitches. And again, it was a single crochet, an increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, one single crochet at the end. Let's go to round 4. Round 4 is going to be 3 single crochet and an increase, and we're going to repeat that 3 times. So that's 1 for a total of 15 stitches. So that is our first single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and we're going to do an increase, which is 2 single crochet in the same stitch, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3, 4, and that's an increase, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 in the last stitch for an increase. Okay, and now we're going to go on to row 5, which will be a single crochet, and then in another single crochet. Now we're going to do an increase, which is 2 in the same stitch. Then we're going to do 2 times, we're going to do 4 single crochet and then an increase. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do an increase in the next stitch. Let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do an increase and end this row with 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. And that makes row 5. Row 6 is very easy. It's going to be 5 single crochet and then an increase. And we're going to repeat that 3 times to make a total of 21 stitches. So this is row 6. So there's our first single crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do an increase. We're going to do this again. 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do an increase. And one more time, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do an increase. For rows 7, 8, and 9, we're just going to do 21 single crochets all the way around. So I will meet you back at the end of row 9 after we do 3 rounds of 21 single crochet all the way around. Okay, so we're meeting back up after finishing rows 7, 8, and 9 of our 21 single crochet around for the 3 rounds. And the next row is going to be row 10, which is going to be a single crochet, decrease, repeating. So we're gonna go with a single crochet in the first stitch, and we're gonna do a decrease following that, which is you're gonna put your hook through, like you're gonna single crochet, you're gonna pull it through 2 stitches. So there's our decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, oops, and we have single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. This will be a total of 14 stitches all the way around, decrease. And that brings us to our very last row before we sew in the ends, which is going to be a repeat of 7 decreases. So here's our first decrease. And this will be our second decrease. We have 3, whoops, decrease, 4 decrease, and I like to pull my stitches tight as I go doing this decrease at the end, 5, 6, and last but not least is our 7th decrease. Pull that tight, and now I'm going to take my stitch marker off because I'm done with that. I'm going to leave a longer tail for sewing, maybe about 18 inches or so. And to finish, you're going to do a slip stitch into the very next stitch, so we're not quite done actually. So you're going to do your slip stitch, fasten off, and just close this bottom portion up with your sewing needle. You're going to go through each stitch and pull it tight, close, and sew in your ends. And there's our Easter egg in less than 15 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, and I am on YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms as Becca's Crochet Closet. You can also find me at beccascrochetcloset.com. Thank you.